Air since 1951. This is The Legend. 105.3, 95.3, WDXE.
That's us, and it's time for Stanley Wilson in the
Good
Harvest
morning.
Financial Hour. Buddy, how are you?
I'm good.
You know, financial planning is important. People don't realize how important it is, really.
Yeah, you got to have it. It's like a roadmap.
You know, you're responsible.
Well, what's happened to the retirement world is that years ago you had pensions.
Right.
And you didn't worry about it because you worked for a company for 30, 40 years, and when you retired, you got a check every month. Well,
Yeah.
the 401k came along, and what that did was it put the burden on retirement planning back on the employee.
Yeah.
And because with a pension, it's up to the employer to create that money, to create that. They set that money aside
Yeah.
for the pension fund. So that's an obligation that the company had to pay. So
Right.
they found that this 401k would shift that obligation over back to the employee.
Right.
And so now you have to decide where your money's going to be. First of all, you got to decide if you're going to participate in the 401k, and I hope everybody does. It has that offer to them, especially if you have a match, because that's free money. A lot of times, well, most of the times, the 401ks have what they call a vesting schedule. So you've got to be there so long to get the money that the employer matches. So
Yes.
it might be 5 years, and after the first year, you're invested 20%, then 40%, and so on.
Right. Right.
But after the 401k became very popular,
yeah.
like I said, it shifted the burden over to the person. And a lot of times they only have an 800 number. I have seen 401ks where they offer the company stock, and a lot of people,
Yeah.
they believe in their company, and that's good.
Sure.
But you don't need all your money in that one stock when you have some other investment options at hand. And so I've seen 401ks where somebody has all their money in the company stock, and that's very risky.
Yes, it can be.
So, I mean, because you never, right now, the S&P 500 and I think it was the Russell 2000, which is an index for the small stocks, are at some of their all-time highs. So this thing, it keeps going, and these experts really don't know why it's going up so much. I mean, it's just, it's doing well. The market's doing well.
You feel like it's because maybe there are more and more people with enough assets to invest, and so they got to put it somewhere.
Yes, but I think the market is because these companies are making so much profit. I mean, they're making tons and tons of money, and you get the other people that would say, well, that's off the back of the working man. Well, it's kind of true, because these guys, well, there's been more jobs created in the last few years,
Yes.
and the unemployment rate has gone down.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking sides with political parties here. I'm just talking about the economy.
Sure.
And right now, taxes are low. You may not think so, but they are some of the lowest they've ever been, and that's putting more money back into people's pocket, and they're spending the money. And
Yeah.
when they spend money, then these corporations make profits, and that's what makes the stocks go up.
You don't have to look around very far to see that people are spending money
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
in every direction.
well, you look at a person's budget now, and you got, I mean, just my own. I mean, I've subscribed to this stuff and got a cell phone, and next thing you know, I'm getting $200 coming out of my account, and I'm going, where in the world is this stuff going?
Yeah.
It's because I've signed up for stuff. You know,
Yeah.
you've seen those commercials where they have these things that people don't realize how much really they're spending.
Sure.
You know, back in the day when I remember my dad had a long distance service, and that was a big deal. You know, don't stay on the phone too long. Get off the phone if you're calling long distance. And we lived in Florence, and
Right.
we had kinfolks up here in Lawrence County, so he always wanted to, you know, he'd call back up here to Lawrence County. That's a long distance phone call from Florence to up here.
Right. It was.
And anyway, I looked at his bill one day, and he was with the phone company, and he was paying like 15 cents a minute. And I found a deal where he could pay 7 cents a minute. Boy, he loved that. He jumped on that. But, you know, I mean, and you had cable TV, and now we've got all these subscriptions out there, and people.
Yeah, I had to review mine just the other day and canceled a couple because I thought because it was redundant. I had some of the same programming on different apps.
Yeah.
And of course, we got the smart TV where you don't have cable anymore. It's coming through it's coming online, or it's not satellite dish anymore. It's coming online.
Well, you get those free trials, and you go, well, if it's free, I'll try it.
Yeah.
And then you forget about it.
Yeah.
A week later, you look on your bank account, and there's $29.95 taken out, and you go, what was that? That could go to a tank of gas or some groceries or something,
Yeah. One of the sharpest guys I know about all that is Keith Durham. Now he's figured out how to not pay much of anything for TV service. Of course, he doesn't have the things that I have either. We get used to what we like, and for some of the channels that I want, you've got to pay to have them.
Yeah, I mean, you remember when HBO came out? This was back in the 70s.
Yeah.
We had a guy that I went to high school with, and he figured out what it was. There was a cable TV.
It was cable.
It was actual cable.
Right.
And what they did was they had a little box or something.
They had filters.
Yeah, filters. That's it. Thank you.
Yep.
So he was going around to his neighborhood and saying, hey, he had a ladder. He'd climb up there and he'd go bypass the filter and you'd get free HBO. So he goes to this guy's house one day and he goes, you can do that? He goes, yes, sir, I can do it for $25, whatever it was back then, And he says, okay, let me watch you do this. And so he went out there and he went up there and he did all the things. He said, that's interesting. He said, I'm the general manager for the cable company. He got busted.
Yes, I had a short stay and worked for the cable system way back when we had cable TV. And so, I know exactly what you're talking about. Know exactly what. And I don't think I ever subscribed to HBO, still don't. But other services, right now I'm using YouTube TV.
Yeah.
And I get all the channels that I want to get there.
I bought my vice, I guess you would say, is the YouTube Premium, so it wipes out all those commercials.
See, I don't do that. I'll tolerate the commercials.
Well, it's $24, and I'm thinking about cutting it off. But after you get used to it, it's hard to watch. You're ready to watch it, and then all of a sudden here comes a commercial, and you got to let it run for 30, 45 seconds.
The other thing that we do use Amazon, like everybody. We use Teresa especially, and I do too. I've ordered stuff. We order stuff from Amazon, so we end up with this Amazon Prime thing as a bonus.
Oh yeah,
and so you get that on TV too.
Yeah, you get the free delivery on your stuff.
Yeah, you get the delivery.
You get extra stuff with it.
So whatever, but it costs money no matter what you do.
Yeah,
and that's when we're trying to save our money. And you're trying to help us do it.
I'm the kind of like the shoemaker with kids that are barefoot, So you gotta. I can tell you, but I enjoy it. I mean, there's some things.
Yeah.
That I'm probably paying too much for.
I was noticing your shirt because it's a Kiva Dunes shirt, which is a golf course down near Gulf Shores, and I was just there.
Yeah, down the Fort Morgan Road.
I was Fort Morgan Road. Daniel and I were supposed to go fishing, and we're going to leave from the Fort Morgan Marina.
Oh, yeah, that's a good place.
You know where I'm talking about?
Oh, I know exactly.
We were going out from the Fort Morgan Arena, but the morning that we were going, just as we got there, my phone rang, and it was the guide that we were going with. And he said that there's going to be 40-mile-an-hour winds that day. And
you didn't want to go.
He said, we don't want to go today. And he said, is there another day that y'all can be here? And we couldn't. So we ended up getting
I'm sorry you missed that.
We ended up missing our fishing trip. But
I've been on that trip before. And we ran into some rough weather out there. But we just sat there and waited for the weather to clear, and then we went back out there. It was when snapper season was going, redfish.
Yeah. Is that a particular time of year?
Yeah, June.
June?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anyway, I want to do that. I want Daniel and I to do that at some point.
It's fun.
I've never done it.
It's
I've never been saltwater fishing at all.
Oh, you have not?
Never.
Well, you need to go once.
So I was kind of looking forward to it. But I'll have to say, when we got there and I saw the choppiness of the water,
you don't want to do that.
I was like, my goodness, I don't know if I want to go out there on that or not. And of course, we're on Mobile Bay,
right? Which
is what that is. And I mean, it might as well be the ocean.
Did you go all the way to the end? Did you see the fort?
I've been there before. We didn't go this time, but I've been there
Okay.
before. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've been to the fort.
You go out Fort Morgan Road, and it's like 30-something miles.
And
I mean,
it's a long way out there. And then of course, the ferry is
Right,
there
I
that
was
you
just
can
gonna
take
say.
that you can take over to Dolphin Island over there. So we didn't do that, but we thought about it, but didn't.
Yeah, it's kind of, you got time, and you can bypass the Causeway Bridge in the Mobile Bay.
It is. I think the ferry ride is like a 45-minute, 30 or 45 minutes, something like that, across to Dolphin Island, something like that.
Yeah,
Maybe half
I
an
did
hour.
it once. I can't remember how long it
Something
took.
like that. And they said they've got an aquarium there now at Dolphin Island.
Okay, yeah, they're building it up back
somebody
up.
told us about that if we wanted something to do, they had an aquarium there that was pretty nice. And I didn't know that.
I've not heard of that, but
Yeah. But anyway, the guard, the gentleman that was the guard at our place where we stayed,
the condo
where we stayed, when we first got there, he stopped us, and of course we had to check in and all that kind of stuff. And so he began to tell us all the things we could do, and that was one of the things he said. So it's kind of funny.
Oh, that's neat.
So
Well,
anyway,
there's a lot of stuff
nice
there.
folks down there. Nice folks down there. We had a little bit of news yesterday. You and I talked about it briefly. Dolly Parton passed.
Yeah.
And you and I talked about playing some of her music during your program, but unfortunately, when we've got the cameras on and we're on YouTube and Facebook, because of copyright stuff, they won't let us do that. But I did play some of her.
We got in trouble for walk-up music for baseball games.
Yep, you know what I'm talking about
Yeah,
then.
I mean, we didn't do it, but it came over the air, and we got flagged for it.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
That's something. I was looking at some of the stuff about her, though. Her last public appearance, though, they said, was at that Tennessee truck stop.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I remember her doing that. And, of course, that was another business adventure of hers, I guess.
She was
very entrepreneurial.
Well, when she was wanting to do Dollywood, she had people telling her, "Oh, you're crazy. You're going to lose all your money." Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And look at her now.
She just had an instinct.
Yeah.
She had a great business instinct.
Yeah.
To do. And wasn't afraid either. That's the other thing. Sometimes you got to take a chance.
A lot of entrepreneurs do.
Yeah, I mean, and sometimes you got to take a chance to see if it's going to work or not. And sometimes it does, and when it does, it does.
And when it doesn't, it doesn't.
When it doesn't, it doesn't.
But you got to, you got to get right back up.
That's
The
right.
thing.
That's right. I agree. Well, somebody's going to talk to us. And good morning. Who do we have here?
Oh, you know who it is, but can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Good morning.
Well, I've been told sometimes I sound garbled. I was going to throw out a couple of things Stanley might think about. I'm hoping to make it this morning, but it's one of those one step forward, two steps back.
Peggy,
There's several things going on that could affect Medicare and Social Security, and I'm sure he may be more up on some of this than I am. But I was watching a video about Marjorie Taylor Greene yesterday, and I don't know a lot about her, but let me tell you, she was talking to the younger people in their 20s, 30s, and 40s, talking like what their parents had's not going to work for them. And I know that's probably true, but I had another video where a man has written a book, and he's saying it's unfair and all this stuff, and even making projections in the future that what we may do is like have people in certain age groups like the 20s and 30s and 40s have more votes than the people that are older. I mentioned something else, but what I'm saying is the thing, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bushes for conservative people, like get it now. But there might be another term like that for people that are thinking about, will Social Security be the same thing? Because I mentioned yesterday, I thought if you were a legal resident was not the same as a citizen, but I got that mixed up. It has to do with, let's say, kids from Lawrenceburg go to UT or go to UNA or somewhere else. They either have to come home to vote or they have to vote by mail. And I know the voting by mail is an issue. Or they can vote where they are. Well, one of the things this man is proposing is, and there's already some states doing that, and I pulled up the UT Center saying the same thing. Would you want, let's say, these people going somewhere if they're going to be influenced? He was even saying that he felt the family shouldn't be encouraging how they voted. And the man said, well, what do you mean? Who do you think would be more qualified? Because I look at this with a counselor. I'm not listening to anybody that's 20, 30, or 40, or 50. I want somebody closer to my age. I just wanted to throw about some of those social things going on because we don't know who the next administration is going to be. There are Democratic women that are very conservative talking about a third party. But I think all this ties into Medicare, Medicaid, and financial planning. And I'll let you go.
Okay. Wow. There's a lot there. But
I meant to mention, I have my first seminar at the library at 10 o'clock this morning.
that's 10 o'clock this morning,
on
yes.
Medicare.
So today, 10 o'clock this morning, Stanley will be at the Lawrenceburg Public Library. They've got a meeting room back there. I'm sure that's where you'll be. And it's absolutely no charge.
No charge, no
obligation
or anything.
Nothing
It's just an educational seminar.
So what are you going to be talking about more specifically?
About Medicare.
Medicare?
Yeah.
Gosh,
and Social Security, I'm sure that'll be brought up.
I need to sit in on that myself. I've been dealing with Medicare because I've had to go on it this month. I just turned there. So, and it is a complex world.
It is. And it shouldn't be that way, but they make it that way.
It's intentionally confusing.
I don't think they make it that way. They just what happens is you've got these people called bureaucrats. All right, they work for the government, and that's the only job they've ever had. So they make up the rules as they go along, and next thing you know, you got a conflux of rules, and some of them don't make sense, and they're not. Well, I will say this. The lack of common sense a little sometimes.
Yeah, I would say so.
And the rules for Social Security, I have tried and tried and tried to get somebody to come from the Social Security office up here and talk to us, and maybe we can one day. But I've tried and tried to understand the rules of Social Security, and there's so many little different.
Yeah, it's something. Hey, good morning. You're on with us.
Jill?
Yes.
Hey, I'm sorry to butt in on y'all, but I've just got a minute. Don't that need to be broadcast about Dr. Benefield's blood thing today?
Yes. Matter of fact, I mentioned it a couple of times already.
Oh, you did? I'm sorry.
I've mentioned it. I've got it right here, but yeah. Okay, that's today from 1 to 7 at the Rotary Park.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye. Yes, sir. Yeah, that is happening today. And I mentioned it a couple of times this morning, but if you can give blood, do so at the Rotary Park today from 1 to 7.
Now, I didn't. There was one thing I was going to bring up about Social Security. The Social Security Trust Fund has a report every year. They're saying that the Social Security Fund is running out of money, and by the year 2032, they're going to cut the benefits across the board by 22%. Now, is that going to happen? We don't know. Are the politicians going to let that happen? We don't know. So,
my bet is they won't.
My bet is too. I mean, they don't want to be the one that was in the office at the time that the Social Security benefits got cut.
But anyway, but I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know.
Well, and I think what Peggy was talking about with this this Miss Green from Georgia, former Congresswoman.
She's a spitfire, by the way.
Oh yeah. And I guess she was talking, I didn't see the video, excuse me, but talking about what your parents did is not going to work for you. Well, that's kind of like we talk about that pension,
Yeah.
The people at Murray had a pension.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it went bankrupt.
Yeah.
And they have a pension fund guarantee, just like the banks have a guarantee, the FDIC. There's a guarantee for the pension funds. And they had to step in and pay some of the higher uppers pensions for them, but they got cut. They didn't get the 100% of their pension.
Yeah.
So there are some guarantees out there that the government does, of course. But going back to young people and even people in their 40s and 50s or getting ready to retire in their 60s, you need to have some money outside your 401k.
Yeah.
Because a 401k that's the tax code for something that was in place to create a retirement account. And that money, that 401k, is governed by the federal government. They can change the rules on you.
Yeah.
Right now, you and I, at our age, we have to take what they call a required minimum distribution. It started out at 70 and a half.
Yeah.
Now they've moved it up to about 75.
Right.
But I have people all the time tell me, why have I got to take this money out of this account? I don't want that money. I said, well, because the government makes you, and you got to claim it as ordinary income.
Right.
So you got to pay taxes on that. And that's what a RMD, if you ever hear the word RMD, that means required minimum distributions.
Right.
And when you get a certain age, you have to start taking that money out of the 401k or an IRA. We call those qualified accounts, and qualified means they're basically not been taxed.
Yeah.
And the money that comes out. Now, they created a Roth IRA a few years ago, and the Roth IRA, you can put money in it that you've already paid taxes on as it builds up. As long as you've had it in there for 5 years or after age 59 and a half, you can take it out tax exempt. So that makes a better
Now, is that
vehicle.
Is that a good account for like establishing a savings account for your children?
Yeah.
The Roth IRA.
Yeah.
Is that a good avenue for that?
Yeah. Yep. If they've got earned income, you can do that.
Well,
So if they're
So that-
16 years old, let's say they're 16 years old and
Yeah.
they're working, got a little minimum wage job,
okay.
and they're taking their money and buying whatever,
Right.
they're putting gas in their car, and you're proud of that, and
Yeah.
you're probably paying their car insurance, but they're going out to eat on their dime,
Okay.
they're going to get
So they do have to have
earned income.
an earned income
Yes.
job of some sort.
Yeah.
So you can't set up a Roth IRA
Right.
for your 3-year-old.
Well, and they at the end of the year they get their W-2, and they do their taxes, and
Yeah.
then, they probably don't have to pay money in. They may get a refund. But you or a grandparent or whoever can fund an IRA or a Roth IRA according to their earned income.
Okay. Okay.
So you
I
can
got
do that. I mean, that's and that you get them started out with that. That's very strong.
Where do you stand on, I guess, just general investing? Do you favor stock market investing, mutual funds, or IRAs, Roth IRAs, all that kind of thing? Where's like or do you need a
Okay.
balance of all things? You're gonna tell me that?
All right, people probably know the name Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett is
Yes.
one of the best investors ever. He's
Yes.
in his 90s now. He made a wager with a mutual fund manager that said, I can put my money in a S&P 500, and then the S&P 500 stands for Standard & Poor's 500 largest stocks, traded stocks. Okay?
Right. Right.
And what I mean by large, that means capitalization. That means how much money they got.
Right.
That's the Microsofts, the Apples, the IBMs.
They're the big blue
Walmarts,
chippers.
All that, yeah. So they take and it changes every year. They drop in and out.
Sure.
But there was a man, can't remember his name right now. But anyway,
Excuse me.
he came out with this index investing. Mm-hmm. And so Warren Buffett made this wager with this mutual fund guy. And the mutual fund guy, he actively trades stocks inside the mutual fund. Well, he said, in 10 years, I'll have more money than you will. And the mutual fund guy said, oh, no way. No way. The S&P 500 index will beat me. So they let it go for 10 years. And guess what? The index beat him quite badly.
Really?
Yeah. So what Warren Buffett was trying to prove is it's not when the timing of the market. It's not when you buy and when you sell. I mean, that is important. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But this stock index fund is a passive fund.
Yeah.
I mean, because you're not trading in and out. You're just reflecting on what the S&P 500 has done.
Right.
So they take, like I said, the 500 stocks and they change. But there was a study done a few years ago, about 20, 30 years ago, and they figured up the average investor has made 3 to 4%, while the stock market at that time had done about 11 or 12%.
Right.
And they go, okay, what's the difference? Why is the stock market done 11 and 12%, but the average investor's done 3 and 4%? And the reason is human behavior.
Yeah.
Because when the market's going down, people panic and they sell.
Right.
When the market's going up, they get greedy and they buy. So they're selling at the wrong time and buying at the wrong time.
Yeah.
But if you just put that money in there and forget about it, don't look at it every day. I know people want to look at, look at it.
They will look at it every day.
All right. But overall, you will have a positive return. There for a while, every 10-year mark, there was always a growth in the S&P 500. What I mean by that is if you put the money in there and
left it for 10 years.
In 1987 and 1997, you had a positive return and so forth. And that changed in the 2000s. That's when 2008 came along, and we had the 9/11 and all the internet bust in the early 2000s, and then 9/11 and then 2008, the Great Recession. That changed. They did have a 10-year period where they had a loss.
Yeah.
Now, some people are risk averse. They don't want, they heard about somebody losing money in their family and in the stock market, and they don't want to do it. Other people, they love it. So it just depends on you and your risk tolerance, if you can stomach the up and downs.
Well,
but going back, though, when you were asking me, this is when I found that study I was talking about, the 3 and 4%. 80% of the mutual fund managers, going back to Warren Buffett's wager, 80% of the mutual fund managers do not outperform the S&P 500. Only 20% do. Next year, it's going to be the same ratio, 80% and 20%, but it's not going to be the same 20%. So you're better off putting your money in a S&P stock index fund and just letting it go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean,
and just stick it out.
Yeah. Yep. That's what I would tell young people. Start putting money into something like that.
Yeah, that's a good advice, and that would be, that was just my question.
Well, see, Wall Street and the big financial companies want to say, you don't have enough education. You need to depend on us to do it.
Yeah.
Actually, no. it's the stock market. I mean, it's the S&P 500. Just put your money in there, and those guys they don't know. These guys that gone to Harvard and got master's degrees, they can't outsmart the market. Nobody knows what the market's going to do. So you just have to ride it out.
Unless you're really good at insider trading.
Unless you're a politician.
Unless you're good at insider trading. Unless you're Nancy Pelosi or whatever.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Marjorie Greene, she made a bunch of money in the market.
And then left.
Mark Green, our own representative, he was the number one Republican that made more money in the market.
Yep.
Then he left. I mean, anyway, I better be careful about that.
Well, I mean, it's probably a pretty much public record.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can.
It's publicly known anyway. So.
Well, I mean, I never understood why somebody spends $5 million, $10 million on a campaign that's promised you $200,000 a year. That
that's
make
why.
Economic sense.
It doesn't, but that's why.
Yeah.
And of course, a lot of it's other people's money.
Yeah, it's not their money.
It's not their
money.
money.
The taxpayers' money.
Taxpayers' money, or
and
people
going
that
back to
donated.
the Social Security Trust Fund, that's the Congress has been going in there. See, everybody thinks there's a magic account in Washington, D.C. with your Social Security number on it. No, your money is going into a big pool.
Yeah.
And that pool is made to pay out. It's made to bring in money and then turn around and pay it back out in benefits.
Yeah.
So
I actually met Mark Green.
I have to.
But it was a total accidental meeting.
Oh, really?
We stopped at the same convenience store, and I just knew who he was.
He's been in this building before.
Has he?
Yeah.
I didn't know he'd been here, but I was in Franklin actually, and I stopped to get a drink or something at a convenience store up there, and he piled out of a big red truck of some sort. And I said, "Well, that's Mark Green."
Yeah, he was a medical doctor in the Army.
And so I talked to him just a minute. You know what he was doing?
Probably politicking.
No, he's buying some chewing tobacco.
Oh, really?
That's what he was doing. Yeah.
Well, okay.
So there you go.
Well, there was, back in the 40s and 50s, there were doctors advertising cigarettes.
Yeah. But anyway, wow. Well, it's 8:38, and of course, you might want to elaborate a little more on your seminar today.
Well, it's just going to be about a basic education about Medicare and some things that are changing for next year. If you can't make it this week, I'll have another one next Tuesday, same time,
All
same
right.
place.
Well, good deal.
And but people don't like to deal with this stuff, and I understand that. Because it was probably a headache when you got into Medicare. You're going through it now.
One of the things that was bothersome to me, and still is at the moment, is how much mail and bombardment I've received from all these companies.
Yeah, they make a lot of money selling you
They're
Medicare.
confusing. It's confusing because once you've kind of made a decision on what you're doing, you're still getting all this stuff. And I don't know if I'm getting stuff from the one I'm supposed to be dealing with, or I'm getting it from somebody else. I can't. It's like it's hard to tell what you've got.
Yeah, I understand. And you may throw away or something
And
relevant.
And I'm pretty sure during the process that I threw away some stuff that I should have kept.
Yeah. Well, don't do that. I know it's a pain. In these companies, see what happened was, I think it was 2003 or 4, something like that. They came out with the Medicare Advantage plans.
Yeah.
And that is a non-traditional Medicare. What happens is these companies now, they control your claims, not Medicare. Medicare the government gives them a lump sum of money based on the number of beneficiaries they have.
Yeah.
That's why the more beneficiaries they have, or more people that are subscribed to their Medicare Advantage plans, that's more money in their pocket.
Yeah.
So that's why they say, hey, we're going to give you an allowance from over-the-counter drugs or food allowance or whatever it may be to entice you, a free membership at a gym and all that. Well, if they give you that, they turn around and get a lot more money coming in from the government. So now they got a bigger pool of money, and they control your claims. So sometimes they make you, and pretty soon Medicare is going to be doing it too, but you got to get a pre-approval on surgeries and such.
Sure.
And if they think it's out of, well, in a Medicare Advantage, you're going to have a PPO or an HMO. You're going to be in a network.
Yeah.
So you got to go to their doctors. You got to use their doctors in their hospitals and their clinics and their labs and everybody that's in their network, which can be a good thing because it keeps costs down.
Yeah.
But it takes away your freedom of choice of where you want to go.
Yeah.
Now, you can go the supplement way, and a supplement way is where you're staying in traditional Medicare, and you've got freedom to go and choose what doctors.
That's what I ended up doing. I think.
Yeah,
was
you did
with the supplement deal.
from what you've told me.
And then of course there's a drug deal too. You got to get a prescription plan.
Yeah.
A prescription plan.
Well, a lot of times the Medicare Advantage plans includes the drug plans.
Yeah.
And what's appealing to those is it's zero premium. So people that are in good health, they can get that when they turn 65 without paying a premium, and they may go 7, 8, 10 years without having a major event in their life.
Well, that would be nice.
But you never know.
You never know. No, you never know. Well, it's all about never knowing.
Well, I describe it as this way. A supplement you pay out of your budget.
Yeah.
Because you know what the premium is going to be every month. And unfortunately, those premiums go up. We've had one of our biggest rate increases ever.
Yeah.
Was last year. And you pay that out of your budget because, like I said, you know the fixed cost.
Yeah.
But with the Medicare Advantage, you pay that out of your savings. And you go, what do you mean by savings? I said, well, you go and you have let's say you have a major health issue and you go and have a 5-day stay in the hospital. When you come out, you've got these out-of-pocket costs you got to pay. So now you're out $3,000, $3,500, whatever it may be. You're out that money, and you got to pay that.
Yeah.
But people say, well, if I go 10 years without a premium, I can save all that money. Well, that's true.
Well, I'm not opposed to telling what the supplement plan that I've ended up doing was just under $100 a month.
That's good.
So it wasn't bad. I don't guess.
No, that's good.
I guess. We'll see. Hope it covers stuff. That's the thing.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, wow. All right.
Yeah, that's what's scary. Is it is a guessing game, or not? I shouldn't say a guessing game. It's not that. It's you got to make a decision, and that's what's really burdensome about it.
Yeah. Well, the key to making a good decision though is having good information.
Yeah.
And that's where someone like you can help somebody.
Well, what happens? You see these ads, and here October 15th to December 7th is what they call the annual enrollment period, AEP.
Yeah.
And that's when you can make changes in your Medicare or your drug plans. So if you got a Medicare Advantage plan, you can make a change. If you got a drug plan and a supplement, that Part D is your drug plan, you can make a change during that time.
Well, and I was advised by a person who seemingly knew a lot more than I do. I was advised to always review your drug plan every year.
That's what I say too.
And you say it too because it changes.
It changes.
And it may change on what's covered and what's not in in the prescriptions that you're taking.
Right.
So I was advised, when this time of year, when that time of year comes around, you make sure you review your drug plan.
Well, I'll call people during the AEP, and I'll have this conversation with people. They'll say, "Well, I'm good. I don't want to change nothing. They're paying it. Blah blah blah." Well, then I get a phone call in January or February. Hey, I went down to the pharmacy and they wouldn't pay. I said, well, you got a deductible now.
Yeah.
When you go in January and February, you got to meet a deductible.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't have one last year. I said, well, you got one this year. Whatever. I mean, I've been doing these things for 20-something years. So that happens quite a bit. So you got to look at it.
Yeah. When you go down to the drugstore and you're picking up a prescription and it's $1,300 and something.
Yeah. Yeah.
You go, wait a minute, what happened?
These the three branches of government, right?
What are they? Well, yes.
Big banks, credit card companies, oil companies, and pharmaceutical companies. Those are our three branches of government.
I think you may be right. They're controlling a lot, no doubt. No doubt.
But when they came out with these drug plans, I mean, it's the pharmaceutical companies are just they're making some money.
Well, yeah.
You remember the vaccine by Moderna? During the COVID.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, they've come out now with supposedly a cure for melanoma, skin cancer, and their stock went up like over $100 in one day. It was like $64. Now it's like $178.
Really?
Over 100, yeah.
Have they for sure done this, or is this just?
I don't know.
I mean,
but evidently they.
Thank goodness that they have.
Yeah, I hope they have.
But I imagine that prescription or that medicine is astronomical high.
Well, the urban myth is that there's a cure for cancer out there. They just don't want to.
Yeah, I've always heard that.
But because look at how many people would be put out of business and what it would do to our economy for cancer treatments and all that. But it would be a great thing for mankind to eradicate cancer, but it also would make some company lots of money if they could come up with that.
I do not remember the name of the company, but I was at the Huntsville, down there in the, what they call it, the park,
Big Springs Park?
No, the where all the industries are. The research park.
Oh yeah.
The research park where all these businesses are. There's, of course, the Redstone is down there, in all of that. But they've got the research park where all the big business people are. It's just incredible the buildings that are down there. And one of them was probably one of the fanciest buildings I'd ever walked into in my life. Absolutely gorgeous. Just, I don't even know how to describe this building. It was a pharmaceutical company. Yeah. So to say they're making money, they might as well be printing money.
Yeah.
So there you go. Anyway, but I walked in that building. I was doing some work with Lee Company at that time, and we were doing maintenance work for those buildings. I was selling the contracts to do the maintenance work.
Okay.
And so I met a lot of those buildings down there. And there's some phenomenal businesses down there. Unbelievable.
Oh, I think the brain power down there.
And the buildings are all nice, but this one was over the top.
Well, I grew up in Alabama, and I always thought, Huntsville is his own country, really.
Huntsville is a big animal.
It's not like.
And there's a lot of government money running through Huntsville.
Oh, bunch. It has been that way since
It's
the
been that way
60s.
for a long, long time. Have you heard anything about, they had the rocket at the Welcome Center.
Yeah.
Have you heard anything about them replacing that rocket and going to put it back up or something? I did. I heard a rumor that they were going to try to redo that.
That'd be neat.
Because it was quite an icon.
It was a landmark, yeah.
Landmark, yeah. So, anyway.
You could see it from.
But they declared it unsafe, and they needed to get it down, I guess. And
Yeah. It's amazing it stayed up from all the winds we've gone through.
It's amazing, yeah. Anyway. And of course, they've still got the one down there at the Huntsville Space and Rocket Center. That's still standing down there.
Yeah, that's a neat attraction to go through.
It is. You think that we really went to the moon?
Another urban myth. No, that was out in Arizona where they did that.
You think so?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Oh, I tell you this, though.
I wasn't on the rocket.
I wasn't there. I wasn't there myself. I suppose they did, but it's hard for me to believe they did.
Well, I mean, there's so many things. People, I remember I was just a young boy when they
Yeah,
made
I
it on the
remember it.
moon. But I remember it.
Oh, I do too. I remember watching it on TV.
Yeah, my parents pointed it out to me and said, "You watch this," and I remember it.
Yeah.
And I also remember the other Apollos that happened after that.
Yeah.
And I was always fascinated by all that. But there was a lot of good things. Velcro came out of that.
There's a lot of good stuff that came out of the NASA program, no doubt. A lot of technical advancement for our country.
Well, I mean, we've explorers. I mean, looking back in history, you had explorers leave Europe to come over here to explore this land. They were trying to navigate around the world, I guess. But,
Yeah.
But the last frontier was space, and who knows?
Yeah.
They're trying right now. They're got the what is it called, the International Space Center up there, or whatever.
Yeah.
Station.
Yeah. Space station.
And they're trying to grow vegetables up there so they can sustain life on the moon or on Mars. So who knows?
You can't just run to Kroger. That won't work.
Well, that may be where the data centers are if Elon Musk has had anything to do
Data
with
centers. We need to talk about the data centers.
it. And put them up in space.
I was watching, of course, I was up last night a lot, and I was watching Gutfeld last night, which I watch his show
Wait a minute.
somewhat.
So your schedule last night, you didn't go to bed until you heard from your son.
No, I went to bed.
You did?
Yeah, they were traveling back, and I knew they'd be traveling back, and I told Dan to call me when he's about 30 minutes from, because I was going to pick him up at Victory Baptist down here on the highway. And that's where I was going to meet Jeff Quillen and the crew, and that's where we dropped him off, and they went over to Tensy Lake.
Yeah, I played that golf
Tensy Lake.
course. Was it they go to the golf course?
No, it's on the lake. They were right on the lake.
So they're probably an event center.
There's an event center there on the lake. They have something there. They said every Tuesday night they do something there. They got food trucks and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I didn't go. I didn't go. But Daniel went with Jeff Quillen and the Four on the Floor band, and he helps with their sound and sound equipment, and he's their sound man. So anyway, they knew they'd be back probably between 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning, and I said, "Well, just Dan, you call me when you're about 30 minutes out." But I couldn't sleep. I mean, I was awake.
I know.
Off and on awake, trying to nap.
You didn't want to miss that call. You were,
And then
subconsciously.
So anyway, I eased into town, and I was there waiting on him when he got there. So
Well, I did the Kaufman game last night. And
how did that go?
They beat Lewisburg 44-8.
44-8.
We had the clock running in the second half, and that was a quick game.
Wow. Okay.
So congratulations to the Panthers.
Did you do the broadcast on it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool deal.
Yeah.
Cool deal. So it's on the Sports Exports Network.
Mm-hmm.
Cool deal. Well, that's a good thing. I'm glad to see those local sports like that. What's next for you?
I got Loretta coming up here to play Lawrence County Friday night.
All right. Now, did I hear that Summertown and Lawrence County have already played?
Yes, they got Lawrence County lost to Summertown. Summertown won 17-14 up there at Summertown.
Wow, I bet that was an exciting game.
Yeah, in the first half, Lawrence County attempted a field goal, and it was good. But they got a delay of game penalty called on them, so they moved it back 5 yards. And so Sarah Morrison is our kicker for Lawrence County.
Yeah.
Young lady, she's a real neat girl.
Yeah.
But she kicked it, and it hit the goal post about 4 different times and didn't go over.
Oh, my gosh.
So then it was 14-14 in the second half, and then Summertown got stopped, and it was fourth down, so they tried a field goal, and that field goal probably went over the crossbar by about 4 or 5, 6 inches maybe.
Really?
So it was
A nail biter.
So 2 field goals.
Well,
makes
good
a
for
difference.
those. I mean, good for the community there. That's a good, exciting thing.
Yeah,
to
there
have.
was a lot of folks. I mean, the Lawrence County side was full, and the Summertown side was full, and first game of the year, and
Those inter-county rivals now.
Yeah.
And of course, Loretta and Lawrenceburg have been for a while.
Yeah.
Lawrence County. And
well, Summertown. I think their first year of football was 2015.
yeah, so they've been around a while now, haven't they?
And
But they've got a new stadium up there.
Yeah, it's the first time I've been there. Real nice.
I seen one of the comments on Facebook that there was some strategery evidently in designing that football field for an afternoon or an early evening game. The visiting team is in the sun.
Yeah, it is. And I think I parked in Hohenwald and had to walk.
Oh my goodness!
It's a good little walk. But
Well, it's all right.
they're going to get their gym. We saw some level ground there, and they go, "Well, that'd be a great place for a parking lot." And I think that's where they're going to put the gym at. So they're going to build a new gym.
Yeah,
up
they're scheduled for a new gymnasium up there. Needed,
there. Yeah, it is.
but I do like the old
I don't
Summertown
know.
gym too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kinda like the one
they
at
will
Loretta.
keep it for, I guess, practice and what have you, but or whatever.
Yeah, I hope they don't get rid of it.
No, I don't think they're going to get rid of it, but they will have a new facility up there, so that's good. Our schools, I'm all for us having good schools all the way around
Yeah, I mean it's
and good facilities.
and we got good athletes and good athletic competition, and of course some of these most of these people aren't going to go any further than high school, and
And you've been involved with the local sports for a good while, haven't you?
yeah, yeah, I know.
Yeah. A lot of people may not know that, but you have.
I started covering high school football in 1991.
Really?
Yeah, down in Alabama. And then I moved here in 2003, and I went to and Coach David Marston's. That was his first year at Lawrence County High School. And I said, "Hey, you got somebody to?" Because I was what they call a stringer for the newspaper.
Yeah.
I said, "Have you got somebody that covers your games and calls them into the newspaper?" He goes, "No, you want to do that?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." So the first game I got to see was Lawrence County and Giles County in the cowbell game in Pulaski.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And we came back late in the game with a go-ahead touchdown and won the game and kept them out of the end zone on the ensuing next possession for Giles County.
So, okay. So we got the cowbell on that first game that you had. Cool deal. I don't know who has it now.
Giles County,
Does Giles County have it now?
I think. I haven't been there.
Well, that's been a good tradition.
Yeah, we played them. We may have won it last year. I can't remember. I wasn't here, so I don't know.
Do you know the history of that?
Yeah, the Democrat Union started that up. There was a guy with a politician again going, and he was ringing a cowbell and put it on his car, and he was ringing that cowbell, and then Pulaski and Lawrenceburg were going to play football, and the two mayors made a bet, and they said, "Well, we'll call it the cowbell game." And that's a very Cliff Note
Yeah, I think you're right. I think I've heard, now that you said that, I've heard that a little bit.
Now, this weekend, the Loretta game has been called the Van Johnson Cup.
That's right.
For Mr.
I knew Van Johnson. I got to meet and talk with Van Johnson several times before he passed.
Yeah.
And
very courageous.
What
man.
a great story, a tragic story, but what a great story, great human being.
Yeah.
I got to meet and talk with him. He would call the radio station, and I talked with him a few times, and then I got to go actually talk with him and meet him. And we had a great conversation, and I have a plaque in my office right now of something that he said that I'll never forget. And we were just having a conversation about life in general. I was just enjoying sitting there with him. And he said, nothing happens until somebody moves.
True.
And bless his heart, he couldn't move, And so I told my wife about that because it just really touched me that he said what he said. And she had a little plaque made that I've got in my office that says, "Nothing happens until somebody moves," and it's Van Johnson's quote up there. So I kept it. But anyway, we've enjoyed a good hour, buddy.
Yeah, we've killed another 60 minutes.
Hey, don't forget, I want to remind everybody to show up at the library here at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, 10 o'clock here.
Stanley will be there, and you can learn a little bit more about Medicare and the supplements maybe, and Social Security some. You're going to be providing us some good information there at the library today at 10 o'clock. And I'll remind everybody about the blood drive in honor of Dr. Scott Thomas Benefield that's going on at the Rotary Club, Rotary Park Gym from 1 to 7 today. So you want to give blood, it would be a good thing to do. Thanks for being in with me here, Studney.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you, buddy. We'll see you next time.
All right.
Sit me down, I'll wear that day a crown of glory. I'll shout and tell the happy story. My hard trials will soon be over, and